Good morning, YouTube. Josh here at J. Stottlemyre 1, coming at you to show you 5 new T206 Hall of Fame pickups and give you a little bit of information about each player. I'm going to start out with Bobby Wallace in a SGC3. Sweet Caparel back. Pretty sharp card. Portraits. His only card in the series. It's crease free. Good collar, good registration. Bobby Wallace was a shortstop for the most part in his career. He was one of the first guys to actually get in the Hall of Fame due to his defensive abilities. Started out early in his career in the late 1800s, actually as a pitcher with the Cleveland Naps. Pitched and played third base. Later became full-time shortstop. And as his career wound down a little bit, he coached, managed, and worked as an umpire. He still has a record for the most fielding chances and putouts in a game for a shortstop at 17. He had 2,300 career hits and a member of the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Next up, we're going to take a look at Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly also spent some time as a manager and was a big part of the Orioles teams in the 1800s. This is a SGC3. Nice reds. Bright, bold blacks. Another crease-free card. I go crease-free. Don't worry too much about corners. Try to get real good centering. But this is another really, really sharp 3. Kelly was a member of the world champion Orioles in the 1800s. He teamed up with McGraw, Wee Willie Killer, Huey Jennings as well, who I'll show you in a little bit. In 1894, he had an on-base percentage of .502. 11 seasons where he hit over 300. So he was pretty substantial. At this time, this card, he was actually in the minor leagues, but he was a tough player. Some of my readings and things that I'd found about him as well. Spacious outfield in Baltimore. A few of these guys were known to hide some extra baseballs in the spacious outfield, and as they would go to take a hit in the outfield, they may grab an extra baseball that they planted back there for a quick relay throw. I found that kind of interesting. Next up, we talked about Huey Jennings, and I have Huey Jennings both hands in air, and I added his portrait to my collection. It's SGC 3.5. Piedmont back. Another really, really nice card. I wonder why I got a 3.5. I mean, it's centered well, real sharp. Got a small little in the corner. It's kind of, the corner's a little bit dog-eared, if you will. Otherwise, good hues, bright yellow. Almost a picture-perfect back. I mean, it's crisp white. Jennings, there's a lot of writings about him. He was a character. Again, played with the Orioles. Was a manager during the Ty Cobb years. Very eccentric. Say one of the reasons why the third base box was installed. He was pretty enthusiastic, crazy after the players. He was a 400 hitter too in 1896, a 2-time World Series winner, and he's the all-time major league leader in hits by pitches. He was hit 287 times. He was known as a little bit of a Looney Tune and very eccentric, as I said. Next up, I have a SGC4, Rube Hoard. He was a great pitcher with the New York Giants. Pitched alongside Mathewson. A lot of people consider him a marginal Hall of Famer. It's a 350 to 460 subject, Piedmont back. He had 20 plus games, 3 years. So he was a good pitcher. In 1912, he recorded 19 wins consecutively in a row starting. He was a 200-plus game winner for his career. He was a solid lefty. Definitely another great baseball player. And last but not least, I'll just throw this up here. We have Home Run Baker in SGC4. I was pretty excited to pick up this card. I've had a hard time finding it. It's Baker's only card in the T206 series. Several of the guys have 2, 3, 4 cards. And it's my first polar bear back. Scrap tobacco. So I was pretty excited to get it. Home Run Baker. Back in the day, he was considered a major long ball hitter. A lot of accomplishments for him as well. He batted over 306 times, 3 championships with the Philadelphia A's, part of the $100,000 infield of Connie Max. Played for the Yankees, 2 pennants with the Yankees. He was the one that discovered the great Jimmy Fox. He led the league in home runs 4 years in a row back then. Although I think the greatest amount of home runs he ever hit in a season was only 12 in the dead ball year. But here's my T206, 5 new ads. All Piedmont Sweet Caparel backs besides the Baker, like I said, and it's a polar bear back. I appreciate you guys taking a look. Any comments, feedback, or things that you'd like to see or hear more about, leave below, and like and subscribe. Thanks for your time.